A new Senate report is putting Biden-era health officials under scrutiny, accusing them of ignoring potential COVID-19 vaccine safety signals. The report, released Wednesday by the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations, is titled "Unmasked: How Biden Health Officials Purposefully Turned a Blind Eye Toward COVID-19 Vaccine Safety Signals." Joining me now to discuss the findings is the subcommittee's chairman, Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson. Senator Ron Johnson, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, Steve, thanks for having me on.
Really great to have you on, Senator. You just released a report that's focusing on Biden administration health officials knowingly turning a blind eye to risks for the COVID-19 vaccine. If you could, please brief us on what you discovered about the algorithm that they were using to analyze these injury reports.
Yeah, this should be a bombshell revelation. But basically on March 1st of 2021, about 2.5 months after both Pfizer and Moderna received emergency use authorization, the primary person dealing with data inside FDA, working with the architect, the inventor of the analytic algorithm they used to analyze the VAERS system, okay, all the thousands of reports coming in, held a briefing with Peter Marks, the head of CBER, to notify him that the current system, based on these two similar types of injections, that analytic system was going to mask the safety signals. And again, multi-page presentation to Peter Marks, the head of the Center for Biologics and Evaluation and Review. 26 days later, the inventor had already come up with a state-of-the-art system to analyze VAERS, and so they presented the results of that new algorithm. And what that new algorithm showed was 49 cases of extreme masking and 25 safety signals of very serious adverse events, sudden cardiac death, pulmonary infarction, Bell's palsy, different types of strokes. I mean, serious, life-threatening, deadly safety signals, and FDA did nothing about it other than shunt her off the side, tell her to cease and desist over the next coming months, and she continued to brief people, repeatedly over the months, kept telling them about this, and they didn't want to look. My own assumption here is they were seeing what was coming in on VAERS, and again, I didn't need a mathematical model to tell me something was really wrong here. We went from a few hundred deaths per year reported to VAERS associated with vaccines since its inception in 1990 to 21,000 deaths in 2021. Something was obviously going wrong there. But my belief is these people, because they didn't want to create vaccine hesitancy, that is a very common theme throughout the documents, hid behind this algorithm so that they wouldn't see safety signals. So they were fully aware of this. And what makes it even sicker, Steve, also in March of 2021, the NIH was treating about 23 severely injured people from the COVID injections. They were treating them. They were diagnosing them with COVID injection injuries. So they were well aware that there were some serious side effects to these injections. They were aware that their analytic system was going to mask it. They were aware that a different system showed, incredibly serious adverse events being signaled, screaming at them, and they said nothing. And to compound the evil, the people they were treating, the 23, also were part of support groups of other injection-injured people who were counting on them to be studied, to receive treatment, and they were being told that, we're going to publish these studies. We're going to acknowledge your injuries, but for the time being, don't tell anybody. Remain silent. And of course, they wanted to keep being treated. They wanted these treatments available for the other people in their support groups. So they stayed quiet. And I presented a video of Peter Marks as late as December 2022, continued to tell these groups in Zoom chats that we're just not seeing safety signals. We're not denying these injection injuries exist, but we're just not seeing safety signals. I mean, craven. This is outrageous. It should outrage every American that relies on these federal health agencies and the officials to be honest and actually survey these safety systems. And when they see signals, to alert the public so you had informed consent. So anybody who has a loved one who got an injection, and about 24% of Americans believe they know somebody who died because of the injections or had a severe adverse event, or, those things didn't have to happen. How many people wouldn't have taken those? How many children would not have been exposed to that injection had the FDA simply been honest with the American people about what they were seeing, what they would be warned about?